How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video. And, yeah, I'm going to add this character to the list of characters that I had to research in terms of, movie and TV show properties. So, and honestly, I'm glad I did. Because this is actually a really interesting character. So, also probably one of the craziest, or semi-crazy compared to Deadpool. But anyways, Moon Knight, which was recently released. I can't say, well, hardly say recently, because it was about 6-7 weeks ago when this show came out. And it was released by Marvel Studios on Disney+. And for the basic premise of this character, you have, it starts off with a man named Stephen Grant, who has sleep issues. We notice this with apparently him kind of chaining himself to his bed in fear of him sleepwalking. And just everything continues after that. It gets worse and worse when apparently during one of his more sleep-deprived episodes, he is somehow in a new location from where he lives and works. And it gets to the point where not only he starts hearing things, but also it turns out that there's a lot more going on with him than he realized. In turn, we also get introduced to another character by the name of Mark, who apparently shares inhabitants of Steve's body. And to an extent, and I'm making this up for those who have not heard of Moon Knight, they are under, I guess, contract with a Egyptian god named Khonshu, which if you do a quick Google search, even though they call him the god of the moon, he's god of insanity. So that should set some red flags if you do research. So to an extent, they've been contracted by, or at least Mark was contracted by Khonshu to take vengeance on any wrongdoers. And with the power of Khonshu, they are able to manifest a particular armor to become Moon Knight. Now, this season is about 6 episodes long, but to an extent is a really good kind of starter as to, where the character starts off, as well as, a few other things. Like, for instance, one of the really cool things that they really kind of implement was with each different personality, the armor manifests or takes a different shape. Like for Steven, he's like in a suit with a mask and gloves. As for Mark, it's the actual Moon Knight getup. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. And the villain itself is also really interesting too, where it's kind of a counter to what Moon Knight or Khonshu tries to do with justice to an extent, though to a greater degree is more drastic when it comes to his methods, when it comes down to dealing with wrongdoers. So, really interesting. Now, there's some details that I kind of want to leave out of this review, and it would also mean I would have to go into the spoilers, but all in all, I will say the characters that we are introduced to are really cool. We get introduced to some of the Egyptian gods that pop up, I guess, in the comics too, but also in this. It's pretty funny, especially with when they introduce this one character by the name of Tauret. Hopefully I said that name correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. It's Egyptian. So, to an extent, her design is actually pretty cool. A few other characters that they introduced were great. There's this one particular character. I cannot remember her name at this particular time. But to an extent, she is, I guess, the wife of Mark. There we go. And they've been going on adventures trying to stop the basic villain for this story. And to a degree is kind of a point of concern repeatedly mentioned, because to an extent Kachu mentions about possibly switching avatars, which is, you know, basically cutting his contract with Mark, and sure enough, possibly like kind of hinting at using his wife as an avatar, though it turns out that that wasn't really the case. And again, I don't want to go into too much, but there is an explanation. So all in all, did I like this series? Yeah, I did. Characters were really good. Some of the music used was, especially with kind of like, I want to say Broadway music used for parts of the episodes, were really good. The intro theme, or at least the main theme of this, was just dramatic, and I freaking loved it. And above all, just honestly, everything about this is so good. I enjoyed it. I like the characters Steven and Mark. They there's a lot to them than than is brought up in the show that they realize by the end, and it is such a great experience. So you know what? I think with this, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I absolutely enjoyed it. I'm giving it a 9. By the way, before I forget, I'm giving it a 9 because of one particular line that, to me, felt kind of forced. And I think some people might know which one I'm talking about. It's like to an extent, it's the equivalent of all the female Avengers popping up, like, for one scene, you know, for like the whole girl power scene. And that, again, it's not bad, it just felt forced to an extent. And a lot of other reviewers kind of felt the same way. But to an extent, there's one particular line, and it's in the last episode, that I honestly, again, it felt forced when it comes down to, you know, dealing with politics and stuff like that. So all in all, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a really good show, but unfortunately, because of one particular moment, I'm going to kind of, I hate when they force politics to an extent. So to a degree, I'm going to, you know, give it a 9. 9 out of 10. I enjoy it, except for that one line. So, all in all, Moon Knight, really good for season 1. Looking forward to season 2. And with that, guys, that was my review of Moon Knight season 1. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As well as, you know, again, go check out the show. It's really good, except for that one line, or this one particular line. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as checking our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.